Welcome to Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. My name is Mompoloki Lerumo. Our objective is to enthuse, inspire, energize, and empower entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs of all stripes here in BW and beyond. We do so by inviting these entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs into our makeshift studio. Sometimes we call them to the restaurant, sometimes we go to our studio, and we ask them to share their experiential knowledge, their experiences and their expertise, and we ask them as many questions as we can, aimed at empowering you also as a viewer. Hello Dumela, welcome to another episode of Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. Let me welcome you once again. We're going to have a very, very exciting interview. I'm talking to another entrepreneur of note, Bonolo Lumumba, but she will introduce herself just now. Let me take this moment to say it's always a thrill to join you, and thank you for taking the time out to watch and to learn. And congratulations for investing in yourself by watching this show. And now let me turn to my guest, Dumela Bonolo Lumumba, and welcome.
Dumela Mogobe.
Yes. I'm so privileged that you found time to join us.
Thank you very much.
From your extremely busy schedule as always. I appreciate every guest that takes time out to be with us.
It's a privilege.
Be kind enough just to share your background and a little bit about yourself.
Okay. My name is Bonolo Lumumba, as previously introduced. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm into the business of flooring in general. But basically, we are focused much on branded mats, where we brand your doorstep or your hallways or your wall with a carpet, which is branded. But now we've just recently expanded the business. We are now doing flooring in general.
Okay.
Yes.
Perhaps we could talk a little bit about your academic or vocational background first.
Okay. Well, I'm a student of business admin. I've done several short courses as well related to business, and I've always been an entrepreneur.
Did you go to uni?
Do I go
to university?
Yeah, but I've ended up with business admin.
Okay.
Business administration.
So you did a degree in business admin?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So how did this, the name of your company is Royal Membrane. What inspired the name and what does it mean?
Well, at the time, because I was really interested in doing business, I just decided, you know what, me and my husband just thought of just opening a business here because I was based in South Africa, so we decided to move back here to Botswana. So when we moved back here, we wanted to continue with the business. He was into logistics. So we just then decided, okay, you know what, let's just try this thing. It was actually supposed to be a logistics company. Yeah, so we decided to buy a shelf company. We didn't want to go through that whole process of registering. So we said, you know what, let's just buy a company that's already there. And then we start from there. So when we started with the business, because it was a logistics company, we then realized the market here wasn't that good. So we ended up doing many things under the same company. We started with suppliers before we went into the flooring. Yes.
What is supplies? What were you supplying to who?
We were doing general supplies like stationery. Yeah, most of the time was stationery, or if there's we've also done a bit of catering as well. Like if we would have several requests from the government, from ministries, and they will just want us to do some catering for them. So I'm a good cook myself, so we used to do that. We used to cater. We used to cater food as well.
So when was the Royal Membrane Group actually started?
The business started in 2016. This is when we started this business, 2016. I think it's about 8 years or so ago. Yes.
Let's understand the products that you are offering the market at the moment.
Okay. What we do, We do branded mats. I don't know if I'm allowed to show you my sample right now.
100% allowed.
Okay, just a minute.
Okay.
This is what we do. We brand your doorsteps like this. This is a way of marketing yourself, and it's just a way of welcoming your guests into your premises. You know, sometimes, like I normally see sometimes, like especially in big buildings, you will be looking for a company, yet there are many offices there. There are many companies operating there. So if you have a mat by your door, people can easily identify you. So it's more of branding as well. It's a way of marketing yourself, and it's a way of also welcoming your clients. Yes.
So how do you actually create these mats? Do you have somewhere where you're manufacturing them or sewing them together, or what?
Okay. We manufacture. We manufacture here in Botswana. We manufacture these mats here in Botswana. But we buy our materials from South Africa. We buy the materials from South Africa, and we come back here and we manufacture here. But when we started the business, we used to buy from the locals here. But then as time went on, we realized that the price had gone up. So we started now going back to South Africa to source materials, bring them back here, and manufacture here. Yes. This is manufactured.
I understand.
Yes.
So what sort of machines are used in the process?
It's hand. We use our hands. We also use machines. Yes. Well, what I can just say in short is that when we started the business, we were using most of the hand doing this job. It's handmade, Mr. Mogobe. And then as time goes on, then we looked into machines, because now we were getting many customers. Many clients were approaching us, and now to keep those clients, they need to know when you'll deliver. Some of them will tell you, this is urgent. I need this before on this date. So now, because it's manpower now, it's slow. It's not as fast as when you're using the machine. So now at the moment we use both manpower and machinery.
Okay.
Yes.
And your factory is based where?
Here in Block 7.
Okay.
Yes. That's where we are operating from.
All right. You're employing how many people?
So far we have 4.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it capital intensive? Because clearly it is not labor intensive.
It is. It is. I could say it's both.
Well, I'm just looking at the number of labor employees.
Maybe
that's a wrong way of looking at it. But
yeah, because the thing is, right now, because we have the machinery, it is the one that is now balancing. We don't longer have to involve a lot of people in doing the job. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if that's clear.
Yeah, no, because the machine does most of the work.
Most of the work. Yes. And it makes it faster.
And it's a machine you imported from China or South Africa?
From South Africa, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, apart from mats, what else are you dealing in?
Okay. Well, I've already explained the branded mats, but like I said, we are also doing general flooring. I've brought up some samples here. We have our supplier, which is Belcodex. It's the most well-known and reliable a matting company in South Africa, so that's where we get our supplies. We do fittings, we do wall to wall. Yes.
What made you decide, Lumumba? Hey, me, I'm passionate about mats. I mean, what really triggered that interest?
Well, it took a lot of research. Because like I said, when we started the business, we were into logistics. But then when time went on, we decided to try the matting business. Because we realized that there's no companies, there are very few of them which are selling even this material. There are very few of them that are selling carpets and all that. So we decided, let's just try this thing. Maybe it will take us somewhere. By the way, it was my husband's idea. So we started with this business, and we figured this business was going to do well. So we put more effort in learning about the products, going to South Africa, spending time there, moving around to be inspired by these, because in South Africa there's a lot of them. and learning about the flooring business in general. So I think with time we realized, oh no, this business it can do good, it can do even better. Only if we are focused and
What is the most challenging thing, would you say, about the business, about the flooring business?
Okay, with the flooring business, when we started the business, the most challenging thing was buying the material. We were sourcing from here, and there were very limited companies that were supplying this particular material. By the way, this material it's debt trap. It has a lifespan of about 18 years. Yeah, and it also
Traps
anti-allergic. Yeah, it traps debt, and it's also anti-allergic. You know, there are some meds that when you put, you can start coughing. These ones are anti-allergic. Yes. So now it was.
But it's trapped the dust inside.
It traps
That
dust.
sounds counterintuitive.
Even though it traps dust, you can't react from it. Yes, the way it's made.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the way it's made.
Wow, that's
So-
very, very interesting.
Yes.
And what do you think? What you see? I'm just intrigued because this is not a business I'm familiar with. What is it? What is the this differentiator? What is that special thing about this business or this line of business that intrigued you, that interested you?
When I look at this, it was quite, Mr. Mogobe, I used to walk into so many buildings around, and when I enter, I will find something like this, a company branded, the logo there on the mat, just before you enter. And, there was just something about it, It was somehow, even if the receptionist is not going to be friendly with you, just the fact that you saw this, I don't know what it does, but there's something about it. Yeah, so the other thing, again, is that we decided to now open a cleaning company. Why? Because we realized that most companies which were approaching us, asking for these type of mats, were cleaning companies. Not flooring companies. It was cleaning companies. So what they normally do, for example, a hospital, what they do, they engage the cleaning company to source these things for them. They will not come to us direct. So we decided, maybe the way moving forward is to open a cleaning company, of which we did. It's called Floorwax.
Oh.
Yes, we opened a cleaning company so that also we put ourselves in the market. Instead of people going looking around and say, we are looking for branded mats from a carpet supplier, they would look from a cleaning company.
Yeah, because that's where they tend to look anyway.
Yes.
And the cleaning company is separate from the...
It's separate from this. Yes.
Tell me about that one and in terms of its market situation.
Okay. Well, it's a new company, still establishing it. But the main reason why we decided to do that now, it was only because we wanted to push the same business that we're doing. We wanted both of them to complement each other. We wanted the flooring company to complement the cleaning company, and the cleaning company should also benefit from the flooring company. Because we realized that with our market research, we realized that people who go to most companies, they normally ask from cleaning companies. They ask from cleaning companies, they want branded mats. They don't go to a flooring company. Yes.
Wow.
So we are just trying to push it in the market, to penetrate and just maybe drop profiles, advertise the business, social media, all these things.
All right. I can see from what you're saying that you are very passionate about entrepreneurship, about enterprise.
Yes.
What attracted you? Why are you so passionate about that?
Mr. Mogobe, my husband. It's my husband. My husband is South African, but he's a Tanzanian born. So when I met this man, he's been an entrepreneur. He's never worked for anybody in his life. He's always been an entrepreneur, hardworking person. So when I met him, he's the one who introduced all these things to me. And I realized I don't have to work for anybody. I myself can do it on my own. If so and so can do it, why can't I? All it takes is hard work, dedication, focus, and that's it. Yeah, so I think me and him will make a very good team because we are both hard workers. And we are bold. We are go-getters. Yes.
And now you've moved to the center of the CBD here in the plaza. How has it been since you moved, and how's business?
Well, since I've always wanted my office to be right here in the center. I just didn't know where, because I knew that CBD is quite pricey, to be honest. So I just looked at it and said, hey, but one day I'll have an office somewhere around here. I actually consulted the other offices down there, Rivers, before I came here. Then I decided, no, this is my place. And since I've been here, I think it has given, it has really boosted the business in a way that, sometimes people respect you because of where you are. So in that term, I believe that I've been having clients who are coming in and out of the office, inquiring about these men. Some of them, they get lost to my office, and I end up introducing this business to them. Yes.
So it's been a good story.
Yes.
What is the market situation in Botswana generally when you assess it for this line of work, both the cleaning business and the mat business?
Well, what the market, what I've realized? I've realized that these companies that have been existing for years, that are doing flooring, they've been loyal to their clients. And now when you are loyal to your client, it's very difficult, maybe, for example, Botswana to move and say, I'm going to engage this small business because they don't want to take that risk. You understand? So they would rather deal with the person that they know, that they've been dealing with for years. So I believe that if they could many companies, if you could just open up to new companies that are coming up, just test us to see, then we wouldn't have to struggle with the market. We'll penetrate. There will be like a balance there. There won't be maybe one company doing one thing throughout the year for many years. There will be a balance.
And how do you propose to penetrate through that sense of loyalty that these big companies have to their suppliers? How do you think we can penetrate? The new ones can penetrate.
If we're given the chance, Mr. Mogobe, if we're given the chance to, like I've seen so many incidences where you are not even, they don't even, when you get there, I won't mention names, but when you get there trying to market your business, they will tell you we have enough already in the system. You understand? Which means they have those ones that they are particularly looking at. So we are not given the chance now to penetrate because now we are new companies. When it's a new company, people tend to think that, these people, even if you are 8 years to some people, it's new. Yeah. I mean, most companies have been operating, like most of these flooring companies, they have been operating for many years. For many years.
Okay.
Yes.
We like talking about grit in this program.
Yes.
Grit, we mean persistence and perseverance. Have you had setbacks in this business that required you to kick in those traits?
Not really.
Your challenge is just the market, finding customers.
I think the challenge is just finding the market, I mean, so far, I have a good clientele. I've worked with Cedar. We've worked with Orange, Botswana, Masa. Most of these companies, we've worked with them. You understand? But I feel like if we could just be given a platform where, there's other, in mines and other places where we can really go in there,
All right. No, that's a good answer. So what's the relationship you have with the suppliers? Because you did mention that these are branded mats.
Yes. Suppliers, you mean the people who are supplying the material?
Yes.
Okay. I think so far we have good relations here in Botswana, even in South Africa, because we've tried to establish some relationships that side. And so far I can see that it's going well.
Okay.
It's going well. When you start,
So would you be their sole representative this side?
I wish.
Mm-hmm.
That's my wish.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want.
But it's not like that.
Not yet. You know what I want, Mr. Mogobe? I want to be able to be, I don't know whether I should say an agent. Whilst I'm doing these meds, but I know that I have a factory or a warehouse that has variety of these materials. I don't have to tell a client to wait while I order. Yes. I want to have them here available for me. I think you've seen what do you call? You've seen Hyper. Hyper is I look up to those people. I know Mohammed. They're doing a very good job there. There's everything there. When we get there, I can spend hours in that. They know me. I can spend hours in that shop.
Looking at what?
The material and just getting to know new. They always have new stock coming in. Yes.
Okay. What is the one thing that most people think they know about this business that they don't? People from a distance assume. What are the assumptions they make?
People from a distance assume that this is an easy job. This is not an easy job. Manufacturing is never easy. It comes with challenges. It comes with so many things. And the other thing, when we give people quotations and prices, some of them will even say, for just a carpet, this is a lot of money. But they don't know how much you've spent on the material. Like I said, this is a very expensive material.
And how much you spend on the labor to actually write the design that the person wants.
Labor.
No, what I'm saying is that you spend money on labor and material to design
We do.
And you're saying people don't appreciate that.
Well, they don't. They think that it's an easy job. They think that you just put it in a machine and the machine just prints. That's why they can order today and they tell you that tomorrow we want to collect. They don't know that it's a process. We design. There are so many things we cut out. There are so many things that are involved there.
What do you cut out?
We cut out letters.
And then you write new ones.
You see, these are cut out. These are cut out, Mr. Mogobe. Yeah. So it's another job. It's labor. So they think that you just place this thing in the machine and it just prints. And as you can see, this is rubber. So it has to be attached to the rubber as well. After doing this has to be attached to the rubber. So it's work.
It takes a lot of skill?
It takes a lot of skill. A lot of skill. It takes time because we want you to have we don't want to give you a logo that's not yours. We want Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom to be just the same as it is. So it needs focus and it's concentration. It requires a lot of things. It's not a job that you can just do chop, So most clients then assume that I can't pay that price for a carpet. Not knowing that the material, this can last. Most companies that we've dealt with, like Cedar, those meds have been there for years. Yeah. And it's one way. Yes.
Okay. So what would you say are your significant achievements, things that really make you excited that you've accomplished since starting the business?
I think I've seen so much growth. I think we've really seen so much growth in this business. When we look back and look at it now, we can just congratulate ourselves. We've tried.
Give me an idea. I have no idea what you mean by growth.
In terms of clientele, even though I'm complaining about other big companies, but we've managed to penetrate into even better companies. We've supplied not only here in Botswana, we supply even in Zambia. In Zambia there's it's a company called Zesco. It's like Power Corporation. We are the suppliers. It's not like they don't have people who are doing this, but they also look at the quality. Yes, we've supplied Zesco. We've supplied even America. There's some meds that we did that we shipped through DHL.
Wow.
Yes. Even South Africa. These are there in South Africa, but we still have clients even in South Africa.
That come here.
That order from us and then we send to them through a courier.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What do you think sets you apart? What puts you head and shoulders above the rest of the market and the rest of your competition?
Well, we are different because, what can I say? Our quality, we don't just we are not. We are, of course, we are after money, but I cannot say we are just after money. We like to give people quality. Our products are quality. We are reliable. Even though I was saying that this takes time, but if I tell you 3 days, 3 days is 3 days. Yeah, I think that's basically it. That we are reliable, we are affordable. Yes.
Okay. Now, most entrepreneurs will tell you that they have heroes and mentors or people they look up to. Who do you look up to as a business lady?
I look up to a lot of people, Mr. Mogobe, including yourself. I've been looking at you. I don't know you from here. I've known you for years. You might not know me, but I've been looking.
Yeah.
I've been inspired. I know your wife. I've been looking. I've been inspired. I know a lot of business people. You know, as long as you are a business person and you are doing well, you know, I like people who are hard workers. I look up to certain people.
So who are your mentors specifically?
Well, at the moment, I do not have a mentor. I'm mentored when I look at the nuggets, when I look at people who are operating business. I like to benchmark. I like to move around and inspire myself. Yes. So I would not say that I have a particular mentor who is mentoring us. Yes.
Now, the business of putting carpets on the wall.
Yes.
It's slightly different from the one of putting on the ground. I know that we used to have Audi Rivers in the old days. Do you do something similar to what Audi Rivers used to do, especially on the wall, putting things up in the wall?
We do. You know what we do? Like I've mentioned earlier on, we do wall-to-wall carpets as well. So if you want it branded, we can do the wall-to-wall for you and then brand it.
But do you remember those ladies used to actually design pots, weave pots? You know, you have cultural things, representations. You have the nkwana, you have the katana.
Well, with us only if it's a drawing on the mat.
Okay.
Then we can do it.
So somebody can come up with a drawing and you can put it up.
Exactly as it is.
Okay.
Even if it's your picture. Yes.
Because I've often wondered, do you happen to know what happened to Audi Weavers?
I have no idea.
Because I've imagined having their designs on the stairs as you go up Mogobe Plaza. I fantasized about having them there, but I can never find them. I looked them up all over the internet. I couldn't find them.
Well, you know what we can do? We can also use a carpet. Not this one, but the softer one. Softer one like this. On the wall. And then, if you want those traditional, like boditlatlana, nkwana, we can do the drawings on the carpet. And it'll be like this. It'll be like it's embroidered. But as people are going down the stairs, they'll be looking at those things. Yes.
Wow. It must be very expensive.
Well, you know, it depends on the material. The material that you choose. You know, what the pricing, it depends on the material. It depends on the size. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think there's a message here, and I'd like you to develop it a little bit, that there are people who are sitting on their degrees and sitting at home when there are simple things or simple opportunities like the ones you've described to be taken advantage of. What would you say to such people? Is there a word of encouragement you can share on that?
Yes. What I would like to say to those people is that even volunteering, Mr. Mogobe, you know, if you don't want to be a business person, you know, there are people that say that they're not called for business. But I believe that everyone must do a business. Volunteer. If you have a degree and you are sitting at home, what are you doing at home? It's better to go and volunteer. Maybe come here to Mogobe, volunteer to work and do something. And whilst you're working and doing your hard work, maybe Mr. Mogobe might consider employing you than staying at home. Because I remember I once advertised, I said, I'm looking for interns who have done sales and marketing, graduates who are at home. I was willing to pay for their transport costs. But I said, if you are just home doing nothing, why don't you come and gain experience? nobody showed up because they wanted money. So would you rather not gain experience?
No, but you're going to give them money for transport.
I was going to give them, but I mean, maybe they want a little bit extra. They feel that they are graduates, so they should be paid a certain amount. So would you rather not volunteer and gain experience? Because nowadays companies, they're looking for people with experiences.
And earlier I was talking to an owner of an estate agency, and he says that's how it works in the industry. People are not paid salaries, they're paid commission.
Yeah.
In other words, you work for your...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And also the other thing is that not with business-wise, not to give up. And, any business can make money. I was listening to another story of a lady who is selling this Magwinya and Mugwechep on the street. And she was saying she's making money. A lot of money. 10 o'clock she knocks off. Every day 10 o'clock she knocks off. And I had a similar story from another a friend who was telling me that there's a lady who is making close to 80,000 pulas
per,
but she's selling Magwinya
80,000 per,
maybe I don't know if it's a year, but it's still money. She's
month.
Making something.
Yeah. Well, I thought you'd say per month or per week.
I'll have to verify. Maybe I think it's a month. Yes. She was able to buy a van. As we speak, she's using a van. She doesn't hire cabs. She uses her own car. But she made it from these small businesses. So humble beginnings. Sometimes we underestimate. We look at something and we say, that business, I can't do it. But you never know. If you are consistent, one thing again is consistency. If you're consistent about what you do. I was once doing catering in a Audi Rivers, and this gentleman offered me his place. He's got a bar. He said, you know what, you just use the kitchen and sell your food. So I was selling food there. And there were times that I would be so tired, I won't go. I used to sell only on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday and Sunday. Sometimes I'll be so tired, I won't go. But then he will say, people will stop going. People stopped going there because I was not consistent. They will go somewhere else, see other places, and they will remain there. So until I practiced consistency, that's when I started seeing the business grow.
Doesn't matter how tired you are. Doesn't matter whether there's a funeral or not.
There will be a time that you will relax. There will be a time. There's always a time. Yeah. But at that point, you have to work. Yeah.
I think that's a very important message that needs to be preached. You also hinted on the importance of your faith to your business and to your entrepreneurship journey. Do you want to elaborate on that a bit?
Okay. Well, I'm a minister in the church.
Minister of religion.
Minister. A minister in a church. I go to Christ Oasis Ministry, and I'm a minister there. I'm a worshipper. So
you're a lay pastor.
I'm a staunch Christian. So, like I said, some of these things is just by the grace of God. I don't mind, even if we are 10, we are supplying bales. We are not making the same. Mr. Mogobe, how many people are doing property? You inspire a lot of people. You mentor a lot of people here. They come with different stories. They are not making the same money. Some are complaining, some are happy. Yes.
So your faith has helped you. How?
It has helped me a lot. I believe in Jesus, so I believe that it has helped me. I mean, it has taught me strong morals, discipline, so many things that you might think that these things are not important, but when you go to church, you'll be taught those things. And those things, you're going to implement them in your business, and they will work for you. Like discipline, consistency, commitment, focus, all these things. Yeah. Okay,
you gave a beautiful example earlier. Are you able to give another example of how your faith impacted your entrepreneurship?
Well, the other thing is that even at my church, we support each other. That's one of the things. I guess supporting is boosting. We support each other. We first consider the house before we go outside. If there's someone who's supplying cleaning chemicals, you start there before you can go outside. So it has also helped build the business. I get most of the recommendations I get are from my church mates, my pastors. Yes.
Which is brilliant, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I want you to talk about growth prospects. if you had a crystal ball and you're looking into 10, 20 years in the future, what do you see emerging out of brand Bonolo Lumumba, or even the company, the flooring business?
I have so many. I have this big vision.
I want you to share that vision.
Like I said, if you know Hyper, I want to be bigger than that. Where I'll be Hyper Home Center.
Yes.
Where you have variety of carpets. And not only carpets, logistics. Like I said, my husband is into logistics. This thing go hand in hand. So whilst we are transporting these things, the logistics company will also be handling the delivery issues. And that's a cost on its own, another charge on its own. So I'm looking at this, having a big warehouse full of different carpets, many machines, daily production. We don't wait until we get orders. We have to find ways of making money every day. I don't have to wait for maybe CA sales to give me an order so I can rent. I do so many things that are related, like maybe counter mats, what else? Table, desk pad mats that are branded, all these things. Yes. As long as it has something to do with carpets. I don't want to leave the carpet aside.
So you'll have one large warehouse stroke distribution center.
Distribution. There'll be manufacturing. There'll be laborers who you can call to go and install tiles, anything that deals with flooring. Yes.
What do you think is going to cost you to realize that vision? What do you think is the amount of investment needed to get there?
I'm even scared of calculating. It's millions. It's millions because, Mr. Mogobe, like I said, this carpet on its own, 1 meter of it, about 900 and something. 1 meter. So you can imagine, if you are quoting a client for a 1 meter mat, you've already added that 900. You haven't added the glue, you haven't added the rubber. This on its own is another cost. You haven't added the labor, the time, everything, all those things.
Still haven't answered my question.
Well, I don't know. I haven't calculated. I haven't.
No, I'm just an estimate of in terms of. You have an idea of how much in terms of commitment and investment, it will take to get there, and because I think most people need to realize that it costs. Visions cost. It may be a dream, but a dream has to cost you something. Yes.
Hey, maybe close to $1 million. Maybe. If I'm not sure about the calculations.
No, much more than that.
Much more than that.
Yes, yeah. I can tell you. Especially if you are building your own.
Hey.
Are you planning to build your own? Or you want to rent?
Well, I wanted my own. I really would love to have my own, but maybe I'll start off by renting, because that's how people start. You start off by renting, and then as you establish, as you grow, then you invest in your own building.
Yes. Do you have an idea in 20 years' time how many employees you hope to have?
Yeah, maybe in 20 years I'll have, for this one company or just overall?
Generally, yeah.
Maybe 50 or more. Well, I want to create employment. Like I said, Mr. Mogobe, that's why I always tell people, if you have a degree and you're at home and you don't want to do business, go and volunteer somewhere. Go to CEDA, tell them you want to volunteer and just gain experience. Someone is looking, I'm telling you, someone is busy looking at you.
Sooner or later, if you prove yourself and if you are consistent, you'll get a job.
You'll get a job. You'll get a job. You get it by force like that. Yeah. Or you create, or they will create a job for you. Yeah.
Why do you say you'll get it by force?
Well, why I'm saying by force is because I get it now. You would have taken a step to go there and give yourself service. You tell them, what I'm here to offer a service. Anything you want me to do, I can help with the graphic. I have a degree in graphic design. I can do that.
So you claim your portion.
So you know, once you are in there, you are in there. If you prove yourself, commitment and all these things, someone will consider you. One way or the other, someone will retire. Or something might happen and you fill that position.
Someone will retire, someone will be fired, something will happen.
Something might happen. Yeah. Or they might end up creating
And most
something
companies look internally before they look outside.
That's the truth. Yes.
If they want to replace.
Yes, that's the truth.
All right. Now tell me about, okay, you've told me about your future plans. I don't know whether it's a fair question or not. Tell me if it's unfair. Working with your spouse.
Yes.
In the same business, does it have special challenges?
Sorry about that. There are some challenges there and there. You know, spouses, we don't always agree on certain things, but we always find ways to move past forward.
So it's got some advantages too, does it?
It has a lot of advantages because you are pushing each other. You are pushing each other for greatness. And you know that your spouse will obviously want the best for you. There's no competition there. It's all business and focus. That's it. So far, I think we're doing well working together because I prefer maybe doing the marketing and the sales, approaching clients and all these things. He prefers the site, going for sites.
Getting the work done, getting his hands dirty.
Yes. So we don't
clash.
We don't clash
Sometimes you don't
anyway.
even spend time together in a day.
Yeah.
You are in different parts of the business.
Different parts of the business.
So that helps?
That helps.
Okay.
That helps.
All right. Time for you to hit me with a question.
Well, Mr. Mogobe, my question is that I've always wanted to know what pushes you. You've been asking me this question. What is an advantage between me and my husband? I wanted to ask you what is your drive? What is pushing you for greatness? What makes you want to do more? Because I can see so many properties are popping up every time and then. There are so many of them. We were talking about you yesterday. And my sister was saying, Mr. Mogobe has properties even in Bomaum. And I was like, I wasn't even aware. So there's so much that you're doing. What pushes you to do that? And, normally when you are a businessman, you are scared to explore. You can be a business person, but you have that fear. Hey, if I invest in that building and it's 5 million, am I going to make money out of this? What keeps your fear away from you?
Well, this question keeps coming up. So because it keeps coming up, I've decided to write a book.
Okay.
In fact, I'm editing the book now. It's all the chapters are out. I think it's going to be around 29 chapters. I answer that question you've asked, but not in a superficial way, but in a granular way where I go into detail. So I go really granular. So my suggestion would be the first to get the book. I think it will be published in a few months.
Oh, okay.
I would also say that generally I'm guided by the same principles that are driving the Nagas, which is the objective is to enthuse, energize, inspire, and obviously empower others while empowering myself. So it's a matter of generating that fuel in terms of helping others, knowing that you're going to benefit in the process.
Okay.
So it is something I've always believed in, but I think to answer the question, you'll have to grab the book.
Okay, one more question, please, before you go.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, so now, did you start with one property, or, what made you want to venture into property? Because I love property, but I've never thought of, trying property. I
threw myself into it. It started off when I had a difficult situation in my work. And during that difficult situation, I diverted my attention to personal development. And during the course of that effort, I came across the likes of Kiyosaki, and I liked it. And I could see, it didn't take long for me to see. They say that the proof of the pudding is in the eating, something like that. So I could see, as I applied the tactics and the techniques, that they were bearing fruit and they were producing results. So I decided to do more of the same. And I looked around and I said, if you look at the world the way it is shaped, people are either in businesses, in stocks, or in property.
Yes.
So one has to choose a vehicle that you use to realize. So having a business that deals with property is almost like picking two out of those three. So that influenced my decision.
And one more thing again, would you advise?
You're only allowed one question.
Oh! To mentor. No, it's about me. Would you advise me to find mentors
Yes.
in the same line of business?
There's no question about it. Mentors help you deal with the blind spots, deal with the awkward aspects, and even nuances in your business that you may not be aware of.
Okay.
And because it gives you a broader perspective, so you absolutely need to have some kind of mentorship as a business. I have mentors myself.
Yes, okay.
And I have people I'm mentoring. So with both sides, I have mentees and mentors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Have a look at that camera, madam, and leave the viewer with a parting message, words of encouragement,
Viewers, I would just like to encourage you not to give up on your business. If you are out there, remember, if you are out there and you have a degree, do something. Do a business. Think of something. Start somewhere, you'll get somewhere. And also, I would like to advise those who are graduates and think that there's no employment. Create one for yourself. Go and volunteer. Take your your diploma, your degree. Go and volunteer in companies, and something will come up. You will gain experience. When you are at home, you're not gaining anything. And I will just advise you to just like my page. It's a Royal Membrane Group. It's a Facebook page. And I would just like to leave my details. My number is
Please leave your details.
7694-0112. And the other one is 744-31118. The company is at Mogobe Plaza, floor 3, office number 5.
Okay. Wonderful. Did you give them your WhatsApp number?
Yes, I did. Okay, yeah. And remember, we do all these beautiful things. We supply all of this. We do all these beautiful things. We brand your doorstep. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mayor Lumumba. Is it Lumumba?
Lumumba, yes, you've said it right.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right.